Do y'all see me or do y'all see me? Am I seeing myself or are y'all seeing me too? I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling myself. As you should be. Period. What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning into ZTV starring yours truly. Okay, and if you are interested on how I got this look, keep watching this video because we are going to jump right into it because I can't wait to show y'all how I slay. Stay tuned and keep on watching this video. So first things first, when you start your makeup, you always want to start off with a freshly washed face. So right now I'm going in with my moisturizer. When I rub in this moisturizer, I'm not going to completely rub this in. I'm just going to sit this on my face to where it's still kind of sticky and my skin is kind of bouncy. I'm also going to put on some chapstick because these lips got to marinate. So I'm going to start off with my brows, and I'm using my Profusion Cosmetic Brow Palette that I got from Target. I will leave that in the description box below. The first thing that I do is brush out my brows and get it to a nice shape that I want. So what you see me doing here is just outlining my brow. It is a lot easier for me to fill in my eyebrows when I have them done, but unfortunately I do not have them done. So we're going to put in some work on these brows today, y'all. I love this eyebrow case. This is the eyebrow case I have been using since I started doing my own makeup. It comes with the pencil and the brush that you see me using right now, and it's just very convenient. This brush is double-sided so you can comb your brows with it, as well as use the brush to fill in your brows with the powder that it provides. Once I get the shape of the brow that I'm happy with, I clean it up using my concealer. I don't know if people do this, but I don't spend too much time filling in my brows just because I will be here for 30 minutes trying to get these brows right. So what I do is go in with my concealer, just outline the bottom of my brow first and clean it up until I get the desired look that I'm going for. I use this angled brush. It's just easier to help create that arch effect that you need for your brows. And you see me just putting concealer over my eyelids. I have very dark eyelids and I don't like them when I do my makeup, so I always go over my eyelids with my concealer as well, just a little bit of it, not too much, but just a little bit. And we're just going to buff out the whole eye. Everywhere we applied concealer, we're going to buff that out. And I have to make sure that I do this kind of fast because the concealer that I bought from the MAC store, it dries very, very fast. So I do have problems with manipulating this makeup after I put it on my face. That's why you're trying to see me hurry up, or you see the makeup kind of get stuck once I'm trying to blend it or buff it out. But yeah, I just do that to both of my brows, and then I'm going to come back once I have that fixed for y'all because I'm struggling right now. Now I'm just going in with my primer, and this is the Prime Perfection by the Milani brand. I got this from my local drugstore. I have the hydrating and the SPF 30 primer by them. I'm just going in making sure to sit this on my face and not completely rub this in to help my makeup sit better on my face in the long run. Don't really use the SPF version of this just because my face break out from sunscreen usage. Now I'm going to go in with my foundation, and this is my matte foundation in the color NW47. I am blending that with my full spectrum CoverGirl Matte Ambition foundation in the color Deep Neutral. I just mix these two foundations on a beauty blender, and I take my foundation brush and stir that together, and I distribute this on my face. Now, it wasn't until I was editing this video where I realized I mixed the wrong foundation colors. This is not my foundation color. That MAC foundation is the foundation that I use without mixing with any other color. The only reason why I was mixing my foundations is because I have 3 foundations, 2 of which one is too light, one is too dark. You mix them together and it blends out perfectly for me. But because I was so tired coming from work to make this video, I grabbed the wrong foundation color. I decided to post this video just to show you guys that you will make mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. I make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. What's important is how you bounce back from the mistakes. And let me tell you, without even realizing that I had messed up in this video, I still made it work. So never give up on yourself, never doubt yourself, and with practice you can achieve anything in life, and I really believe that. I just sat here and blended out my foundation all over my face, and before I get into blending some more, I go over the top of my brows with my foundation color. And I do this because my forehead, I don't know if you guys noticed in the beginning, but my forehead is very discolored. It is a completely different color from the rest of my face. I kind of have a line across my forehead where it's two different shades. So instead of going over the top of my brows with the same concealer I used under my brows, I go over the top of my brows with my foundation, because again, my forehead is darker than the rest of my face, and that just kind of helps even everything out for me. Again, this was not the right color, so my forehead still looked a little off. I spilled that. I don't know what I was doing, y'all. My forehead still was a little off, so I went back in with just the darker color alone, just on my forehead, just to kind of darken it up, because it was giving mask, it was giving catfish, it was giving wipe me off. So I have to make it look as natural as possible and blend as natural as possible. So that's just what I'm doing here, just editing my brows and focusing on getting the color right on the top of my head. Now, as I'm blending, I know it seemed like I am blending very hard, but I promise y'all I am being very gentle. You want to take your time with this. Blending is really what's going to make your makeup pop. And I'm telling you this because you could think that your makeup is sitting right and you can have all the right colors, but if you do not blend that makeup out properly, you will have spots and just areas of makeup caked in one area versus uneven makeup in another area, and it's just not gonna be a pretty day. So I take my time with this blending, and however long I need to, I sit there and I pat until my little fingers hurt, pat until my hands catch a Charlie horse. Woo! I'm out of breath. But yeah, I take my time blending and I go in with my foundation brush first. I'm not really sure if this is an actual foundation brush or not. I got this brush set from Walmart. It's not a real, well, it's obviously a real brush set, but it's not as dense as I would like it to be. You can definitely tell it's beginner friendly, so I will be investing in more brushes and I will be doing a makeup tutorial for y'all with that later. But for right now, y'all can get these play brushes because we still learning, and it is okay to start from the bottom till we get there, period. Now, I know I told y'all we're gonna have to put some work in on these brows because I do not have my brows done, but they just would not sit right to me. Like, I don't know if it was just because I was tired and I was getting frustrated, but I was seeing so many imperfections with these brows that I just had to fix them. So I'm going through this video just fixing my brows randomly. If you see me just start fixing my brows, you already know what it is. I ain't happy with it. That's all it is. I ain't happy with it. But once I get this together, y'all gonna see. But that's all I'm doing right now. Just adding finishing touches to it.
Hold me till I scream for air to breathe, and wash me over until my well runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby, baby.
So after I blend my face out to the desired consistency that I like with my brush, I go in with my beauty blender, and I just use the butt of this beauty blender to go in and kind of smooth everything over. And it makes a difference to me. I don't know if you guys can tell through the camera or not, but it just literally makes my whole face smooth. Now I'm going back in with my concealer, and I'm going in to conceal the dark areas of my face, which are under my eyes. I'm also going to get my T-zone and my chin as well. We just gotta highlight these areas, y'all, because I don't know why I have very dark circles, but I do. But when it comes to applying this concealer, I have not really figured out where my concealer goes on my face exactly. That's why you see one side further over on the nose than the other side. But I do kind of have a general area of where I want my concealer to be placed to brighten up those parts of my face. So that's just what I go off of. As you do your face more, you would learn your face a little better, and you would kind of get a feel of where things go when you apply your makeup. So that is going to also come with, again, practice. Where I put my concealer or where the next YouTuber may put her concealer may not work for me, and it may not work for you. You just gotta find the features on your face and highlight your own imperfections. With this concealer, I cannot let this concealer sit like I would a normal concealer, just because this concealer dries really fast. If I let this thing sit, it is very hard for me to blend this stuff out, and it leaves very clear and noticeable conceal lines. So as soon as I finish applying this, I go ahead and start maneuvering it to where I want it to go, and then I let it sit. Now I'm going back in with this beauty blender, but this time I'm taking the point of this beauty blender so that I can get the creases of my eyes. Obviously, this works better for the creases of your eyes versus the bottom of the beauty blender because it's more pointed and accurate for you to get the creases and the cuts that you see me doing right now. I go in with this beauty blender before I set my concealer. I don't know if everyone does that. That's just what I do. I found it easier for me to, again, get this concealer blended out before it gets too dry. I also go in periodically with a dry, clean brush with no product on it, just to kind of get the dust and the residue from the makeup off of the parts of my face where I did not want it to go. That goes for concealer, that goes for when I bake my face, just anything. I'll go in with a clean brush and just dust everything off. Once I feel like I have my concealer blended out to my desired consistency, I go in with my foundation brush around the edges of all the areas I apply concealer, just to kind of blend those lines out, because I don't like when my concealer lines are so noticeable that you can see where my concealer ends and where my foundation starts, where it's under my eyes, under my chin, or around my forehead. So I do everything that I can with my foundation color to kind of blend that out before, again, I bake. I'm going in with my Wet n Wild setting powder, and this is in the shade Banana. I'm going to brush off the excess dust before I go in with this setting powder, because I am dark skinned and I do not want to look like a ghost. You feel me? So I take off some of the excess bake or setting powder. I don't know why I said bake. I take off some of the excess setting powder before I actually go in. I do complete this step in layers just so that I can properly bake this concealer. The problem is I go in with a light layer first, just because, as you can see where I messed up on my nose, it's very noticeable with this stuff when you misplace where you put this product. And then you're going to have to spend time going back through and cleaning that stuff up. So I try to take my time so I don't have to add more work on myself to go and wipe off that setting powder that you see on my right nostril. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do.
Another woman that can take your spotlight. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do. Because I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grassland side by side.
When I tell you I put this stuff on everything, I put this on everything. Everywhere I put concealer, it gets baked into the skin. Do you feel me? I don't know why I love baking, but it's like when I bake, it just make my concealer pop in ways that I cannot explain, and it just changed the whole dynamic of my face. When you properly bake, I'm telling y'all, it's the most beautiful thing you will ever see in your makeup tutorial. I promise you. I then go in with that beauty blender that I use to mix my foundation on and clean up that baking powder, because obviously there's going to be some flurries, and again, you will notice this stuff if you do not put it in the right area, if you are a brown skin or dark skin girl like myself. So while that's baking, we're going to get into these lips. Pucker up. We're going in with this black lip liner. This is not even a lip liner. I think this is an eyeliner. However, I use eyeliners for lip liners as well because they work just as good. Let me tell you, beginner friendly. You gotta know how to rig these makeup utensils to help work for you, baby. So we are going in with this lip liner, eyeliner, lip liner, same difference to me. That chapstick is what's gonna help move that lip liner to kind of blend it into your lips a little bit. Now I'm going back in with that beauty blender with the pointy side, the same side that I used to apply my concealer, to buff out this baking powder, setting powder. I don't know why I keep wanting to say baking powder. Like, baby, we're not cooking around here.
I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, get our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grassland side by side. You could be my baby, wanna make you my lady. Girl, you amaze me, ain't gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be my love. My love, my love. Ain't another woman that can take your spot, my love. My love, my love. Ain't another woman that can take your spot, my love.
Now you see me just going back in with my foundation brush, cleaning up those edges. This foundation brush is going to be your best friend. I tell you the truth, honey. Clean it up. For contouring, I'm going in with this contour medium to dark palette. I can't remember where I got this from. If I find it, I will leave it in the description box below. I love this palette because it is very easy to use, especially for beginner friendly people like myself, just because it comes with instructions and pictures about where to put each part of this makeup on your face, from contouring to sculpting to highlighting. So I feel like that's very informative and very helpful, especially if you are a beginner like myself and don't have no idea where any of this stuff goes without looking it up. I'm gonna go in with this buffer brush. This brush is not specifically for contouring, however I did go in with this brush after contouring just to kind of buff that out. I wanted something that was kind of soft but not too hard, and this brush was just given, so I went with it. Can I tell you something for what it is worth? Now I'm going in with this angled brush to sculpt my cheekbones, and I love going in with the angled brush on my cheekbones to find where exactly I sculpted. I just kind of suck in my cheeks and I go for that dark area. You should see an angled shadow on your face. Either that, or I tend to go right under where I concealed my eyes for sculpting, and that usually works for me. It is a little high in this video, but again, I made it work, and that's all that matters. So I don't care what y'all got to say about where I put this makeup at. I still slay it, and that's on period. So now I'm taking the time to go in to contour my face, and I'm showing y'all the palette a little bit. At the top you can kind of see the words where it has the different parts of your face and where the highlight goes, where the contour goes. It also has a diagram of where each should go on your face as well. So again, very helpful for any beginner friendly person out there that's trying to get into makeup or learning how to do their makeup. I would definitely suggest getting this contour palette, and it's in the description box below. To blend that out, I'm going in with my bestie, evening everything out, balancing out my face. I am also going to use that beauty blender as well to blend out that contour on my nose, the pointy side, not the butt, the pointy, because you want to use the pointy to get the creases, okay? Keep that in mind. And I'm just smoothing everything out, basically blending everything together. This is a beauty blender. When you see me pick it up, I am blending her. Now we're going to do something to these eyes. So we're going to take that eyeliner and we're going to go over the eyelids just to cover up the glue that we are going to be using for our lashes. If you are anything like me, I struggle putting lashes on. It doesn't matter who, what, when, where, why. I have to take my time. Otherwise, I'll have glue on my eyelid, on my nose, on everywhere else except for the lash. So I found that going in with a base coat of eyeliner before I put my lashes on, one, helps my eyes look a little better and fuller, but two, also helps to conceal the glue. If I mess up or misplace my lash, you ain't even gonna be able to tell because I got this black eyeliner on, and that's on period, love. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to go in with this eyeliner on the bottom lip of my eye just to again make my eyes a little fuller. These are the lashes and glue I will be going in with today, and now I'm just applying these lashes the best way that I can. Sometimes I use tweezers if it's easier for me. Literally, I've learned you just have to sit these lashes on top of your lashes and push the strip up against your lid as closely as possible. That's when the tweezers really come in handy because you can use the point of that tweezer to kind of push that lash up and just sit it there for a second, and I promise you it'll stick.
Maz, Jesus, Maz.
After that, I go in with my mascara just to blend my lash with the lash strip that I put on above it and kind of give my bottom lash some volume as well because I have baby lashes. Like, I don't know what it is with these things. Be careful when you're doing this too, not to get mascara anywhere else like I just did. Like, really. I was so tired, y'all. I was so ready to be done. I'm trying to keep my composure for this camera. My eyes crying and watering like it done seen God for the first time in his life. And I am really just struggling here. Bear with me, y'all. I still made it work, period. Don't really highlight either, but for the sake of this video, I most definitely did. And I will say, it definitely brought my face together. I put this on my cheeks and then the tip of my nose. Again, this contour palette shows you where to apply this stuff. So it definitely helped me out a lot because your girl was lost. I don't put highlight on at all. I'm going in with this eyeshadow that I got from the MAC store, and this is in the color Expensive Pink, and it is a pretty pink shimmery kind of eyeshadow. I don't wear eyeshadow. I don't really put a lot of stuff on with makeup that you're supposed to, but however, I did like the way that this looked on my eye. It's hard to kind of tell through the camera, but in person it was definitely giving rich auntie vibes. And yes ma'am, this is gonna have to be my new fave as far as eyeshadows are concerned. I know y'all probably thought I forgot about my dry behind lips, but I didn't. I'm just going over it with some clear lip gloss. I love the look clear lip gloss brings to blended lip liner. I don't know, it's giving 90s, it's giving grown woman, it's giving do not play with me, baby. That's what it's telling me, okay? So that's what I'm going for, and that's what I went for, and that's what I got. To finish it all up, I'm going in with my NYX Professional Makeup Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray.
I hope I said that right. And when I go in with this spray, I'm not gonna lie, I go a little overboard just because I like my face to be extra dewy after I go in with that setting powder and etc, because it has a tendency of making me look a little ghosty or dusty or look like I have too much makeup on. So the key for me is to make my makeup look more dewy to kind of balance that out. So I spray this excessively and then let it air dry. And yes, I'm still tweaking these eyebrows. Who finna say something to me? Oh, okay.
I'm reloaded.
And here we are looking at every bit of pretty. This makeup came out very good, if I do say so myself. I am very proud of myself. Thank you so much for tuning in to Zay TV to watch this tutorial. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye.